So, good evening, YouTube. Hope everyone's having a wonderful evening. Obviously, no green screen at the back today. I'm short on time, so it takes a bit of a while to get everything set up for that. So, sorry for that. And for some reason, it wouldn't let me stream on Facebook again. But we have already signed a defender, and that's good news. Anybody who hasn't checked out my stream that I did earlier on, as soon as that was announced, feel free to check that out. I've done this one, obviously, and go and see my thoughts on that. But we've already signed one centre back, somebody that a position that we needed. Definitely, we needed a centre back, and we've got a centre back in there now. So that's a good start as it comes towards the end of the transfer window. We've only got about 2 days. So what's that? 48 hours, 54 hours left of the transfer window. 53 hours, 52 minutes. Time's ticking. But we are linked to Cedric Soares, the Southampton right back. He was actually on loan at Inter Milan last season, 28 years old. He's not had the greatest career at Southampton. They only paid 7 million quid for him. So if they sell him, they're not going to lose a great deal of money. Obviously, they got a loan fee from Inter Milan. I think that was about £500,000 they got out of Inter Milan for last season. And the reports going around suggest that we're close to signing him for about £5 million. So obviously Hector's back now. Bellerin's back in the team. Scored against Chelsea the other night. Played well again the other night against Bournemouth. And we see in that Bournemouth game that Maitland-Niles was actually played in his right position when he came on. Came on with a couple of minutes to go plus stoppage time. So he ended up with about 10 minutes in midfield. So does that mean that that is where Arteta sees him going forward? Does that mean that he's going to start playing him in midfield, which means that we then only have Bellerin, which means we need a backup to Bellerin? I've said for a long time we need a right back. For me, that right back, the ideal signing, the perfect signing for me would be Max Aarons. I've said that many, many times on stream. But for £5 million, would this guy be any good? Would he be a good deputy, a backup to Hector Bellerin? I don't know, if I'm being honest. Like, listen, Southampton obviously loaned him out last season, like I've said, but £5 million is dirt cheap. That's like nearly a quarter of our top earners' wages every year. So when you look at it like that, it's a cheap deal, very cheap deal. But does that then mean that we're not going to go and get a right back in the summer of better quality? That would make me think that that's the case. But listen, he's not a bad player, is he? He's not amazing, but he ain't a bad player. His place has been taken in the team by Ryan Bertrand, I think. I think Bertrand's now the main go-to right back in that squad for Southampton. And since they got battered 9-0 in a game, ironically, that Bertrand got sent off in via VAR, they've actually done all right. They've actually been really good since then. And I was shocked that they didn't sack their manager after that, but they stuck with him and they're doing all right. But £5 million, I don't know. It's a no-lose situation, is it? You've not really lost in football in terms of a great deal of money. Let's say he comes in, he's on 40 grand a week, or 50 grand a week, let's say, on a 2-year deal. That would bring him up to 30 years old. You then go and get rid, whatever. But he is a Portuguese international. He does play for Portugal. And he's not a bad player, like I said. But listen, I'm just happy that we're in the transfer market and we're actually starting to do stuff now, because it was looking like the Pablo Mari deal was off, then it was back on, then it was off again. And yeah, we've signed him, so that's good. Now let's kick on and go and get a couple more. And Mikel Arteta said a couple of weeks ago that we're and after the Bournemouth game, that we are in the market for players. There's reports that are going around for weeks now that suggest we're only going after little cheap signings. We're going for free signings, loan signings, stuff like that. So far, that does look the case. We've loaned Pablo Mari rather than buying him. And if we do go and get Cedric Soares, then again, it's going to be a cheap deal. It's going to be a £5 million deal. So, listen, I wouldn't be too disappointed if we sign this guy. But at the same time, I don't think he's that amazing. So let's hope that if we do go and get it done, we get it done quickly and announce it quickly, because time's running out. Let's just get all of our business done so we don't have to rush at the 11th hour on Friday night. And let's hope that we can go and get some other players in other positions, because I think we need more than this guy as well. We've already got Mari in. Let's go and get this guy. But I do think we need a left winger. If we're going to play Maitland-Niles in midfield, okay, cool. Maybe we can we can scrimp on that for now and then go big in the summer on a midfielder, because we definitely need a midfielder. We need a bit of muscle in that midfield. Too many of our midfielders are lightweight. 10 rules of the game says he's got 6 months left on his contract. Only accept him on a free, not good enough. That is very true. He has only got 6 months left. 30th of June this year, his contract expires. So I don't know, man. I don't think it's a great deal of money. Yeah, in the grand scheme of things. Listen, we're never going to see £5 million in our life, probably. Yeah, unless you get extremely lucky in life, or work extremely hard and get lucky in life. But at the same time, in footballing terms, in transfer fee terms, £5 million is peanuts. So, you know, when you compare that to, say, Mikel Arteta's wages, his wages annually are 6 million. Aubameyang's are 10 million. Mesut Ozil's is 18 million. When you compare it to that in terms of actual wage, £5 million on a fee plus, say, 50 grand a week, that's 2.5 million over 2 years. You know, all of a sudden you're speaking £10 million for a right back. That ain't too bad all in. That ain't too bad. But then what kind of right back are you getting? You know, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I watch Southampton week in, week out. Yes, I know who he is. Yes, I've seen him play. Yes, he's not a bad player. Is he going to knock Hector Bellerin out the team? Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Unless Hector gets injured again, then he gets a sustained period. I think it's going to be more a case of just using him sparingly as and when as a backup if Bellerin gets injured again, because we know that Bellerin is very injury prone recently. We're not talking little injuries, we're talking big ones as well. So yeah, we'll see what happens. You know, there's a lot of reports saying that he's very closely linked to us, 5 million quid, etc., etc. So we see what happens. SR.M, thank you for your donation, buddy. Burnley would be the perfect test for Marie. It'll be interesting to see whether he plays versus Burnley, and if he does, how good he is as a player. Well, that's the thing. He's registered to play, I'd imagine. The game's not until Sunday. I think you have until midday on Friday to register players. So if a player comes in on Friday evening, I don't think they can play on Saturday, Sunday games. So I'd be wrong on that, but I'm sure it's midday deadline on Friday for players to be registered. And yeah, like, as for Marie, will he play? I'm not so sure he will. I don't think he will. He hasn't trained with us yet. Tomorrow is Thursday. I don't think he'll play in the game. He might be on the bench. I can't see anything other than David Luiz, who's now back from his 1-game suspension, and Socrates going as the starting 11. And you know what? I think that's probably the wise thing to do for now. Like I said, he's not trained yet. He's not trained with Arsenal yet. Yes, he was back home training with Flamengo, but he hasn't trained with us yet. And then obviously after this game against Burnley, we've got the winter break, so we haven't got a game for 2 weeks. And maybe that would be time to get him up to speed in training, get all the ideas and thoughts that you've got for him implemented in training, patterns of play, etc., etc. What you expect from him. Obviously, he's a left-sided centre-back, which I want to know. Like, obviously, we've signed him. It's a loan deal. I want to know what the crack is, really. And well, I don't think we're going to see that until he's actually on the pitch, because at the moment, David Luiz is the left-sided centre-back. Does that mean David Luiz is being binned and dropped? Or does that mean that Socrates is getting dropped, Luiz right and him left? I don't know. The one thing I do know is that he's an half-decent centre-back. And by all accounts, he's good in the air. He's 6'4". Of course, he's going to be good in the air. But apparently he's very good physically, stuff like that. So, yeah, let's see. Let's see what happens with him. I'm happy that we've signed a centre-back, first and foremost. And yeah, I'm over the moon with that. Let's see if we can now kick on. If it is Cedric Soares that we sign next, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Not that I think he's an amazing player again, but we wait and see. You know, some players have looked amazing at their clubs, gone to other clubs in the same league and flopped, Torres being one of them. So, you know, let's just wait and see. We've got 50 odd hours left of this window. And yeah, let's see what happens. And we move on. And then after that, we kick on and we try and get another one. Let's try and get another couple of players in, and we go into the remainder of this season with a bit of a better squad, a squad that will be depth-wise a lot better than what we've got now, because the players we've got, we've been relying heavily on the youth. And whilst that's great, the youth tend to have peaks and then they have massive falls. So I'm just hoping that that the likes of Martinelli, Joe Willock was impressive the other night. Guendouzi again was impressive, especially first half. Maitland-Niles has been good, and Saka as well. Saka's been fantastic. But the thing is, when they play so many games, they get ahead of themselves sometimes, and then that's when they come crashing back down. So it'd be nice if we've got a lot of players in reserve that can step in that have got a bit more experience just in case that does happen, because the youth have been getting us through games recently. But yeah, I'm happy, man. We're starting to do stuff. It's only taken 4 weeks of the window, but we're moving now, baby. We are moving. Let's read some of your comments out. Do drive the likes up. Nearly 500 people watching live. Thank you very much. Sadly, I couldn't stream this on Facebook, but if you want to follow my Facebook page, it's not a profile, it's a page. There is a difference, apparently. So yeah, the link for that is in the description along with Instagram. So you can check both of them out. I post regular on all of them, and here as well. So do subscribe if you are new. Get Fekir and replace Ozil, says Daniel. Do you think Fekir's that good? Honestly, I've always looked at him and thought, like, I want a bit more out of you, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think he's a very talented footballer, don't get me wrong. And on his day, he's superb. But I just look at him sometimes and I just think, do you know what? You're very hit and miss. When you're brilliant, you're brilliant. Yeah, you're amazing. When you're crap, you are crap. And I think we've got a few too many like that. He's injury prone as well, says V333. Ziyech says all day long. All day long. Cedric Soares could be a good signing because Niles could get a chance in midfield, says KZZ. Well, that's the thing. Like I said, Arteta brought him on the other night and played him in midfield for the last 2 minutes of normal time and then the 8 minutes of stoppage time. So maybe that is somewhere where Arteta thinks he should play. Personally, I think he should stay at right back. Yeah, I think that he's fantastic at right back. And going forward, that would save us £5 million on Soares, which means we could go and buy someone else. So I'd do that. I'd keep him at right back. But I'm not Mikel Arteta. I don't get paid to make these decisions. Is Lamar deal still on? Good question, Isaac. I don't know, mate. I genuinely don't know. This deal has been on and off for about fucking 2 seasons, mate. So who knows? Who genuinely knows? But I would take Lamar. Afternoon to McManus. Hope you're good. Much rather Maddison. Yeah, all day long. Afternoon to you, Frank. Diaby injured is better than Mesut Ozil in form. Hey, Diaby was a good player. Very good player. He was quality, man. He was a very good player. Injuries killed him off, man, sadly. Afternoon to you, Omar. Hope you're well. Why did he move to Betis if he was that good? Blind Guna, you don't have to donate to my channel, man. But if you want to, that's up to you. And if you're not subscribed to Blind Guna, Daniel is on AFTV. So go and check his channel out. He's over 100 subs now. I set it up this week or end of last week. So go and show him some love. Go and bang the subscribe button on his channel. Who should we go for to fill that CM position? See, I'd go for Ndidi. That's my guy. That's the one I want. That's the one that I think if we put him in midfield, he'd be superb. But Decore, but can we get that deal done now? Are we even doing that deal? Probably not on both accounts. So maybe that's a summer one. But them two, definitely. Thomas Partey's another one. I'd take him in a heartbeat as well. V333 says the same. Mikey says Sangari. Yeah, Sangari. What is his page? If you click on the Blind Guna, who was further up, just click on it. It'll take you straight to his channel. And Didi and Decore, one of the two will be good. Afternoon, Taib. Ayash says Aaron's or Soares. I'll take Aaron's all day long, but I don't think Arsenal are shopping in that £30 million bracket, mate. I think we're shopping in the in the £0 to £5 million shop at the moment. But then, listen, there's 2 ways I look at it, right? I really want us to go out and have a statement of intent and say, right, we mean business now. We've wasted 3 quarters of the season. Let's go for it for the last quarter. But then at the same time, are the board and the directors and Arteta and all the other people that are involved in transfers sitting there going, right, let's just do it as cheap as possible now, and then we'll have a mass clear out and a proper blitz and go for it next season, which I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, but it looks like that is the case, that we're just going for a little cheap and tidy one now. And then summertime, hopefully we can go and do some proper business. But let's not forget, there's a Euros this summer. It ain't going to be easy this summer to go and sign players that are in the Euros. So again, it's going to be lastminute.com, I think, for not only us, but for a lot of teams. So I don't know. Would you take Zachariah? No, I don't rate him that highly, man. Football Live. I don't think he's that great. I don't think he's that great. Why don't we recall Saliba? I don't think we can, Matt. I don't think we can. We should have just signed him and got him straight here. That's what we should have done instead of loaning him out. Do drive the likes up. 550 people watching this live. Thank you for that. I will be back at 9 o'clock as well. You never know. We might have signed Soares by then. And I'm not talking about Luis Suarez, Dennis Suarez, Everton Suarez. We're talking about Cedric Soares. There's too many Suarez's out there. We're talking about the right back from Southampton. So, yeah, I think I would take it. But ideally, I'd like Arsenal to go and actually show some intent and go, bang, go and get Max Aarons. But then will Max Aarons come in under the maybe playing second fiddle to Hector Bellerin? But then it's who you think's better, isn't it? And it's who Arteta thinks better. And it's whether the club are even bothering to look at Max Aarons. They're probably not. He'll probably end up at Tottenham or something. And or Man United or Man City or somewhere. So I'd like us to go and get him. I don't think we're ever going to sign him, sadly. Shocking that we can only afford 5 million, says Sean. Well, this is the thing, mate, yeah? Is it a bad thing that we're only going to go and spend 5 million on him? And then maybe in the summer, we go and do something better somewhere else on the pitch? Or is it a case of we go and do more money in the right back position and in the summer we might not be able to do the one we want in midfield? We shouldn't even be thinking like that. We've got millions sat in a bank account. And I've seen a lot of people criticise me, say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Arsenal ain't got no money. Type into a Google search, Arsenal cash reserves. Yeah, there's a report there from Angry of Islington. It tells you inside out how much Arsenal got in their bank account. £231 million sat gaining interest every single day in a bank account. So we've got money. Whose decision is it to keep that in the bank? And that's been there since way before Kroenke was here, by the way. Not all of it. Obviously, it's been gaining and gaining and gaining. But a lot of that was there. And I think a lot of that was to do with the repayment structure of the loan for the stadium. Because the stadium's still not paid off until 2031. It was on a 25-year mortgage, and we had to show that we had money sat in the bank in case anything happened and we couldn't afford the repayments, we can then clear the loan. The reason we can't clear it off all in one hit now, even though we probably can in terms of the money we've got, is because it will cost an absolute fortune in fees for paying it off early. So the stadium costs about 20 million quid a year to pay off in terms of repayments. So we probably could go and spend 40, 50, 60 million pound right now on one player. The fact that we aren't, who's that down to? And is that necessarily a bad thing? Our season's fucked anyway, let's be real. All we've got now to look forward to really is Europa League and FA Cup, because I don't see us really doing a great deal better in the league. But who knows? We might elevate ourselves up the table. 6 straight wins. All of a sudden, we'll probably be 4th or 5th. So who knows? Cobster says Wenger run the club into the ground. Well, he's set us back a long, long time, mate. That's for sure. Definitely. Him and Gazidis. Getting Didi, Upamecano, Ziyech in the summer, says Kieran King. Mate, that would be the dream, wouldn't it? All 3 of them. Jesus Christ. That would make us a lot better. Evening to South London's finest. Hope you're well, mate. Atletico president has come out and said Lamar is not for sale. Well, there we go. There we go. Would you take Pogba? Yep, I'd take him as far away from North London as possible. Overhyped, arrogant, believes his own hype, plays when he wants. Don't want that type of player, mate. Don't rate him. I rate him for 3 months of the season when he can actually be bothered to turn up and play. The other 9 months of the year, he just does what he wants, doesn't he? And he was a massive part as to why Jose got sacked. And are they any better since they sacked Jose? Has he played any better since Jose was sacked? Probably not. So, yeah, was it all worth it? Was it worth the £90 million investment for Pogba? I suppose you'd have to ask Man United fans on that one. They're probably more qualified than me to talk about that. Sell Aubameyang and buy Grealish. Jeez! That's out there, boy. That's out there. I don't like Grealish. I can't even lie. I can't stand him. Footballing-wise, he's all right. but I think he's a big fish in a small pond. I think if you put him into an Arsenal right now, nah. I don't think so. Although saying that, his output this season has been fantastic in a team that ain't that great. But fair play to them. They're in the final. My boy, my Albanian boy, Granit, not Granit Xhaka, my pal Granit, is actually a Villa fan. So he's over the moon. So, and listen, Grealish is idolised by them fans, man. So I don't think he's leaving anytime soon. But I definitely wouldn't get a Bamiyang out for him, mate. We are stuck with Mickey's wages when his loan is up. Says Vegas Gunner. His loan's up in the summer. After that, we've got a decision to make. What do we do with him? I'm just hoping that it ain't going to be a case of, oh, let's bring him back in and keep him, because he ain't good enough. He wasn't good enough for us when we signed him, and he ain't good enough now. So I don't want him. Get rid. Pogba would be great under Arteta. I disagree, Tyrone. Yeah, I disagree. He weren't great under Jose. He's not been great under Solskjaer. And Solskjaer's a club legend at United. I just think he's got a chip on his shoulder. And I think that the way he goes on, yeah, I put him in the same bracket as Ozil. On their day, they're brilliant. They have their day once a month if they're lucky, really lucky. Maybe once every 3 months. And then after that appeases all the fans that follow them as players. And that keeps them sweet, and that's about it. Yeah, on the pitch, output, like I said, Pogba's good a couple of months a year. Other than that, the geezer walks around the pitch like fucking world owes him saying. Yeah, and if I was a Man United fan, I'd want him gone ASAP. Lee, I'm off to Spain soon. What if I find your place, says Brandon? Well, you won't, but thanks for the warning. Yeah. Pogba is overrated. He is overrated, man. Do drive the likes up. 600 people. I'm going to do a couple more minutes of this. I'm going to wrap this up. Go and check out the video I did. Welcome Pablo Marie. I dropped that as soon as it happened. We were live streaming on that. Big up 1,000 people that were watching that live, and I appreciate that as always. And that video, actually, I only did that a couple of hours ago. It's nearly on 20,000 views. So thank you very much for that. Do go and check it out if you haven't. We split screened it, and we got the statements from Arsenal.com on there. We went through some of the pictures and that. That was a really good stream. I enjoyed that one. So let's hope that at 9 o'clock, let's hope at 9 o'clock we are doing the same again for this guy. Brandon says it's a joke. I'm not a Man U fan. What about Kai Havertz, bruv? I'd take him in a heartbeat, but he's going to cost about 80 million quid. Are we going to do that on him? Probably not. Is the other centre-back going to join, or is that it, says Luca Coles? Good question. He has got the same agent as Pablo Marie. I don't know whether this story, because there was a story saying that that I went with on the daily transfer update. There was a few of them going around. So I thought, you know what? It's building a bit of traction online. I'll go with that. So I went with the Matvienko deal agreed in principle, which basically means they got a verbal agreement, and it could potentially happen. I'm not so sure. I don't know. I don't know whether that was the agent of Pablo Marie and Matvienko just sticking that out there just to speed up Flamengo, or whether we are signing him as well. It'd be wicked if we signed him as well. Because to be honest with you, like I said yesterday, if I had to pick out the two, I would have gone with Matvienko, just based on Champions League experience. He plays for his country, plays in a better league, albeit not that much better. But he's got a little bit more experience. So I would have gone with him, and he's younger. But I'm over the moon with Marie. We'll see what happens with him. Lee, I have an idea. You should do... what you should do is, if any more players we sign, have them in the background in the Datsun. Oh, that could be an idea. Yeah, nice one for that. Oh, mate, that would be jokes. Thank you, mate. Let's do a couple more. Do drive the likes up. Thank you. And do go and follow my Facebook page and check out my Insta as well. Both links in the description. Use Williker's number 10, says Pixel. Definitely. The geezer did more in one game the other night against Bournemouth than Ozil's done in the last 7 under Arteta since Arteta's been here. So, bin Ozil, put Willock in. Burnley 1, Arsenal 3. Giroud is a mug. Well, we knew that. We knew that when he picked Chelsea over Borussia Dortmund, Marseille, West Ham or Everton. We knew that, but a lot of our fans decided when he was warming up at the Emirates and I was there that night, let's sing his song. We've got Giroud. Na 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 na. How about no? It's Chelsea. We don't like Chelsea. So yeah, they're looking rather silly now, all the people that sung that song, aren't they? Because he's on the verge of joining Tottenham now. He's being passed around London like a cheap hooker. And he's still fucking bang average. The geezer went 4 months without a goal. We need a creative midfielder, says Prashanth. We do, my friend. Wilson, afternoon to you. Long time, buddy. I hope you're well. Maybe it's just me that I've missed your comments when you've been on. I don't know. But 3-1 Arsenal for the Burnley game. I will be doing a live watch along for the Burnley game at the weekend. Really looking forward to it. And I'm going to be doing the deadline day stream as well. On deadline day, Friday, whilst there's 600 of you watching this live, daily transfer update will be 7 a.m. as normal. Then about midday, 1 o'clock, I'm going to go and do 2.5 hours live stream. Just going over all the transfers, not just Arsenal, every club in the Premier League. And then I'll be back about 8 o'clock at night and we're going to do another 3.5 hours and we'll go all the way through to half hour after the window. So busy day for me on Friday. Looking forward to it. Can't wait for you guys to come and join in. Hopefully we've got some more news coming in on deadline day or even before. And yeah, man, it's looking good right now. The channel's going in the right direction. It's growing every day. So thanks for all the support and love. If anyone's not subscribed, please go and subscribe right now. We're 5 subs away from 33,300, and do drive the likes up. On that note, I'm going to wrap it up. Also, go and check out the Welcome Pablo Marie video that I stuck up a couple of hours ago. I will be back at 9, and thanks for all the love in the chat. I'll leave you in peace. Laters, peeps.